Pizza.
Right. Hello and welcome to episode 118 of the Pixel Street podcast. We don't have helmets for this one. John's got a mouthful of pizza. Connor's in his room, if you couldn't tell from above his head.
Sometimes he gets lost and forgets.
Sometimes.
True. I have to label every room in my apartment just so I know where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, what are the other rooms called?
Well,
Connor's other room, Connor's third room.
I can't remember. I'd see. That's the problem. I don't know until I get there, and then it's
there's Rachel's corner.
Yeah.
Everything else is Connor.
Anyway, this is the podcast where we talk about Connor's room and video games. This week, I'm joined by the man who is eating. Is that a Jack's Pizza?
It is a Jack's Pizza because I'm poor, but
hey
it works.
Man, there's nothing with Jack's Pizza. It's consistent. You know what you're getting every time.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. And we're also joined by not a cop, Connor Cop. I'm bringing it back.
That's me. Yeah, I'm totally in for it. I do have a question as we kick this off. I want to know, what are your favorite candies? Do you have a candy that you like?
Reese's.
You can't escape.
Yeah.
Reese's.
For me, it's Reese's, but I'm allergic to peanuts. So.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's
oh my god!
So I used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day for lunch in high school, all through high school, and then like sophomore year of college, like it would just hurt my stomach if I ate anything with peanuts. And so I went to a doctor and I got tested, and I'm allergic to peanuts and a whole lot of other shit.
At least it's not like you puff up and everything, then, right?
No,
it's just a stomach.
Like I'm out for the day. Like last time
it could have been a lot worse.
The last time I ate a Reese's, I was like up all night in the bathroom, like for like 8 hours straight. Like my girlfriend thought I was dying. Oh my fiance!
Well, hey, yes, fiance! Round of applause! Hell yeah! Congratulations!
That's weird to say.
On the engagement.
Yeah, thank you.
That's not really the time that I would be trying to plan any sort of matrimony ceremony, but absolutely. I also wanted to add at the end of this, the real answer is peach rings. If your favorite candy isn't gummy peach rings,
never heard of them.
The wrong candy.
First of all gummies are terrible because they're just always stuck in your teeth.
Ooh,
whoa,
Mr. Bad Opinions over here.
No, that's not a bad opinion. That's
get that gummy hate out of here. I love gummies.
Yeah. Gummies are great, man. How about the Easter Lifesavers? You know, the bunnies and eggs. Have you had those? Oh, they're the best. Oh
I've
my god,
literally never heard of it.
Fantastic.
I've never heard of any of these things you're talking about right now.
Lifesavers? What?
Oh, Lifesavers, yeah.
Yeah, I said Lifesavers gummies, bunnies and eggs.
What are bunnies and eggs?
All I heard was bunnies and eggs. I was like, what?
This isn't a 4th grade class, Joel. I'm not going to sit here and explain to you what bunnies and eggs are. Ask your parents, okay?
What came first, the bunny or the egg?
Probably the bunny, because they don't lay eggs.
Well, anyway, this week we are going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077 getting delayed yet again. Halo Infinite's head leaves the project. He didn't leave the studio, right? Just the project?
No, he's still with Microsoft.
Okay.
We took the helmet and he lost his head.
And we're going to talk about some stuff Phil Spencer had to say about single-player games. And then we're going to go over the Nintendo Direct Mini that happened today. It was the partner showcase. So there's a lot to talk about. Before we get started, I want to remind you to go follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right now. It's a beautiful, beautiful Twitter page. And then you can see our pinned tweet where we have all of our socials on there that just linked right there for you. Join our Discord. We have a lot of community nights. We're trying to do one a month, if not more. I've seen people post in there. I think Ray's is always in there, right? Kurt, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's always in there.
I actually did a Dead by Daylight stream with him a few days ago, and it was a lot of fun. Man, I love Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, he's always in there. Game. He's always in there looking for people to play with. So definitely join our Discord if you're trying to play anything.
A quick shout out to his Discord because he's actually growing quite a bit there. They mostly focus on Among Us. So if you're looking to play Among Us, hop in there. But if you're looking for like a whole general discussion on gaming and everything, come on in the Pixel Street. Boom.
Yep. Yeah, there's always people in there trying to partner up to play games, so feel free to join. You can listen to us on Fridays at 8 a.m. on Spotify, iTunes. I think the Google Play one's gone now. I don't really know.
Is it? I don't know.
I read something about Google. I don't know. I'm an iPhone guy, all right? iPhone master race. But anyway, yeah. Follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff. You can also check out our Facebook by searching for Pixel Street Podcast there. Oh, that was a lot. I think that's it, though. Oh, our YouTube. Duh. If you're watching if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I guess, you could see our YouTube channel right here. We got a bunch of
all
videos
over the
up.
place. Like
we are.
Is that the sign of making it? Like, is making it being all over the place, or is it being able to make money from it? Because I like that second option a lot more.
I think that is the making. I think the stage we're at right now is we're the pretenders.
Oh, that hurts. All right, right? I'm logging off. I'm out of here.
But yeah,
but in all seriousness, with our YouTube stuff, we have a lot of content coming out when the consoles release in a couple weeks. So be sure to subscribe to see any of that future stuff, because we're really going to be hitting the ground running with that, I think.
Question: did any of you pre-order any of the accessories coming out on Friday?
No,
for PS5.
All the accessories come out coming out early?
Yeah.
I tried to get the headset, but it was sold out. Nothing else there really interests me. I just want the headset.
Gotcha. Well, if you do, definitely do an unboxing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go into kind of what we've been playing. John, I see a game on this list.
I forget what I put.
Unless it's old.
I think that might be old, but also it's scary.
Well, okay, so the last week I've been playing a lot of games, and I haven't really stuck with anything. Like, I'm playing a lot of little stuff. So the Overwatch Halloween Terror event's going on. So I played through that and got my 9 wins to get the skin for the week. But besides that, last night I jumped into Avengers again, because they've got a little thing going on where you can get a bunch of the currency. They're just giving it away if you log in right now. And it's like, and they also like cut all of the skin prices in half, so you get like a free legendary skin. And I jumped into that, and it runs much smoother than it did the last time I played. They're also, I think they're teasing the Kate Bishop stuff, because like the moment I got in, first there's a little cutscene that plays now that all the Avengers like come up to Kamala and they make her an official Avenger. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, and everything. But it doesn't really do anything. And then right from there, as you're walking through the, what was it called? Chimera. There's like these time ripples like going through and everything. And now there's new missions that you're like exploring what's up with these different like time effects and everything. So I think the Kate Bishop and Hawkeye thing is really going to go into like traveling through time and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Connor, you will also like that they added that you can now sprint through the hub things.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's
really?
number one complaint. I'm going to play it again.
Yeah. Overall, though,
the game.
Yeah, so I only played the one mission that they added in, like I said, kind of teasing the time stuff. And there was like new challenges and everything to it. So definitely good steps here. Definitely gonna wait until the Kate Bishop stuff like fully releases before I go back into it, though.
I did fire up my copy when I was doing some of the remote play stuff last week, and just to really see, you know, how it ran, how it played on the remote play side. And I did notice the additional cutscene stuff, and a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense to me because I still haven't beat the story in that game yet, which shame on me. I should really get around to. But I like that they're going forward with like a persistent storytelling. I wish they would have been a little more upfront with that ahead of time with the game instead of kind of finding that out piecemeal, because that to me is much more interesting than a crappy loot experience that you have to grind for with way too much playtime, you know.
Yeah.
So I would like to have seen that stuff a little bit more. But yeah, that's interesting. I hope the Kate Bishop stuff comes because I think the ranged characters are so interesting in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
didn't that get delayed?
To November. Yeah, originally it was supposed to come out this month. Yeah. Also, before I move on, matchmaking was a lot faster. I got 4 people in a team pretty fast. Load times are still really slow, but that's just this current gen. Um, I didn't have any of the original bugs that we had when we first were playing. The only bug I ran into was after we beat the mission and we were like going, you know how when you're loading back into like the main menu and everything, it shows your character on the ship and like characters will be talking. I had someone leave during that, and even though we beat the level and got all of the missions, it then jumped into a fail screen and then just redid it all again. And then someone else left, and I jumped back into a failed screen. So like nothing
Wow.
game breaking. I still got all the stuff and all the credit for beating it. It was just really weird.
Huh.
But yeah, Avengers runs much better now. I would probably, if you've beaten the story and everything, definitely wait until Kate Bishop comes out to really jump back in. That's when I think things will hopefully take off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna launch the game again just so I can get those free credits.
Oh yeah, definitely do that.
But I don't know if I could get back into it, if I'm being honest. Maybe when the Kate Bishop stuff comes out, I don't know. Have they said how much that costs?
Free.
Oh, it's free? I didn't know that.
All future heroes and all the like story stuff is free. The only stuff you're paying for is the cosmetic stuff.
Okay, cool. I just assumed that since it was kind of story DLC that we would have to pay for it.
Nope. All of it will be free.
Cool, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll move on to what I've been playing. I haven't really played anything very exciting. I played more Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I'm enjoying that. I'm trying to get my gear score up. The raid comes out this Friday. I doubt I'll be able to do it this weekend, but I can work towards that gear more. That online aspect of that game is just so cool. You guys are missing out because I know neither of you have played the game at all, even though you both own it.
Yep, I've got it downloaded.
I actually just traded my copy in because I made the decision that I'm gonna wait to play it on PS5 because we're just so close. I mean, we're 2 weeks out at this point, and I'm getting the digital PS5, so I'm gonna have to rebuy it digitally. But
yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
whatever.
I didn't even think of that. I was like, why would he trade it in? Can't you still?
Right.
Yeah, but
yeah. So instead, the physical copy's going towards paying towards my PlayStation a little bit, and then I'll just buy it later. But yeah, everything I hear about that's great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. The only other thing I played is Destiny 2. I finished the grind. I finished season rank 100. I finished all of the Festival of the Lost stuff, which includes, I think I had to open 45 chests total in that forest, which fucking sucked. Because in order to open, so to open 5 chests, you have to run through the whole thing and then open the 5 chests. But to open them, you have to get cipher decoders. And you get those by doing other things in the game, like strikes, crucible, I think gambit, stuff like that. And it would only drop you 2 cipher decoders every 2 strikes you did. So it was just a grind just to get those things. And you can only hold, I think, 6. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are, because I was able to hold 7 at one point. My buddy Kenny was only able to hold 5 at one point. It was weird. And then our friend Tony's like, I have 24 of them. And we're like, how is this possible? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I finished grinding that out finally. So I'd be comfortable not playing Destiny until Beyond Light comes out in just a few weeks. With where I'm at now, knowing that I finished the season and everything. So yeah, Destiny's awesome. I can't wait for the new DLC. Kind of a bummer that the next gen upgrade is not coming day and date with the new console and the release of the DLC. Like, I think it's a week after, which is, I mean, it's not that long, but it's like, I don't understand why they couldn't have it ready for that day. But then again, I know absolutely nothing about game development, so
Everything's up in the air right now, so
yeah.
yeah.
I think that a lot can be chalked up to that, just general weirdness throughout the year. I will say I've been poking around with Destiny as well, and I'm kind of in the same boat with you on there not being much to do aside from waiting for the new DLC to drop. However, I do kind of want to spend a second talking about the new DLC. Have you been following a lot of the stuff they've been talking about and showing off for it?
Yeah, did you watch the new Vidoc that came out yesterday?
I did. Yes.
That got me super excited for it.
Very hype. Yes. Oh my god, I was ecstatic. It seems like they're really driving a much larger focus on story content than they have in the past. Like they've got multiple series and storylines that they're telling all at the same time here that seem to kind of all come to a head here in the next year or so. Which is super cool. We see Aldrin come back. We see Return to Cosmodrome. Man, I can't wait to go back to the Cosmodrome.
Yeah, it's gonna be
spend
cool.
some time on Earth again. Ah, gosh, it's just very exciting. So yeah, I mean, again, Destiny's great. It's in a good spot, but Beyond Light, man, can't wait. Oh,
Yeah,
FOV slider. Sorry, that's the most exciting thing. Consoles get an FOV slider. Oh my god.
Yeah, and 60 frames a second, which I'm honestly I'm surprised that we didn't get 60 FPS with like the Series X and PS4 Pro.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I'd understand if it wasn't 4K 60 because that's kind of pushing the limit for the current gen. But I thought they could have at least done 1080 60, but what do I know?
Yeah, exciting time.
Exciting time indeed. Connor, what have you been playing other than Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, Destiny's been a part of it. I'm just kind of stacking bounties for the new content here. Aside from that, though, John and I talked a little bit about it last week, but I've been dipping my toes some more into Magic Arena, and it's just such a sweet experience. Again, if you didn't catch my stuff that I talked about last week, it is an online free to play Magic the Gathering video game. I mean, it's a game. You're basically playing the card game in video game format, and they kind of cutify it and add all kinds of like effects and different things that happen when you drop cards down and like video animations and stuff. And that's super cool to kind of have a funner experience there. But really, the best thing about Arena is how easy it is to get into Magic the Gathering, which can be a very daunting thing because it's been it's so old and it's been around for so long. But I mean, low commitment, download it for free, jump into it. They give you some packs to start off with and really give you a good intro on that stuff. And I've been having an absolute blast with it. My wading back into the world of Magic has been ongoing for the past year or so, and man, it's so good. And I think it's especially exciting if you're a video game fan, because there's like a Dungeons and Dragons set coming up, which if you are into D&D, that's could be a real cool thing. So really messing around with that, and just keeping that going, and grinding those Destiny bounties. And aside from that, man, not much on my plate. Really just trying to mentally prepare myself for all these games that are about to hit us in the face. I didn't realize all these titles are so damn close, man. We're 2 weeks from Valhalla, 2 weeks from Call of Duty. It's gonna be here before you know it.
Since you mentioned Magic, and D&D, I'll take this D20 to decide if I care.
Okay, evens you care, odds you don't.
It's a 13. I don't care.
Oh damn. Okay, well.
Well, speaking of games that are coming up soon, some of these games are being pushed back even further.
That's a damn good segue. Transition? Tell me more.
Oh, no, but there's one that we know won't, because they keep saying it's not going to happen.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed another 21 days to December 10th, 2020. This comes straight from the Cyberpunk Twitter account. They tweeted the same graphic they've been tweeting every time they delay the great game, with the yellow backdrop says Cyberpunk 2077, and it says, "Today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can go on their Twitter account and read it yourself. Honestly, can't say I'm surprised, but I think this is fucking hilarious, given the fact that they tweeted this same graphic like a month and a half ago, and it had the Rick Roll lyrics written on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they tweeted that, and that's when I thought, I was like, all right, it's coming out on the day they already said it is. They're just trolling at this point because they think it's funny. But then the fact that they actually fucking delayed it again, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also the social
day before?
Apparently, the social team and the development team didn't
Are
know that
separate.
it was being delayed until it was announced. Because the
Wow.
social team the day before, there's the post saying that they guarantee it won't be delayed again, and then I've seen some quotes from devs saying that they had no idea either.
Well, yeah. The day before, somebody tweeted at Cyberpunk Game, the official Twitter, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be requesting the day off of work for the launch day tomorrow. Are you sure that the game is coming out that day?" And then they replied, "We guarantee it," or something along those lines. And then, of course, the
That
next
guy's
day
gonna
it
get
got
a
delayed.
free collector's edition or something.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
they're gonna hook him up.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
some way, shape, or form. I do want to say I dug into this a little bit. As yes, all of the devs are stating that they had no idea. The social team had no idea. Like nobody knew ahead of time. They found out same time as us. And turns out, apparently, Poland has some really strict laws around this, and it was actually illegal for them to be told ahead of the general public. So,
Really?
um, I pulled another article here. Comes from Liana Rupert, Game Informer, and she did a sit down with some of the people at CD Projekt Red, and just a quick excerpt from this. According to Polish labor laws, leadership was not legally allowed to tell the whole team due to its size of over 1,000 employees without each individual signing a non-disclosure agreement. To do so would be considered in terms of relation to stock equity and insider trading as leaked insider information. So apparently very strict laws in Poland, which resulted in none of the dev team or social team being able to be told this stuff ahead of time. And that means you can stop sending them death threats, please. That's
I
a real
mean,
shitty
Don't
thing.
don't even do that to
regardless.
begin with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
regardless
yeah,
of
don't
if
do that in
that's
the first
case.
place.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
but
never cool to do that. I mean, like, it's not their fault that the game's getting delayed. It's it's
yeah, and I'm sure
inevitable.
they're just as frustrated as everybody else is with this
Yeah.
whole thing. I'm sure they were ready to cross that finish line and call it good. I just think it's kind of shocking. This is pretty much the only game that I can think of that has gone gold and was delayed after being
It is
certified
not.
gold.
It is
Okay,
rare, but it is not the first time.
so you got a list?
I don't have a list. I have a few though. GoldenEye
Okay,
007,
Oh my
uh,
god, that's
okay.
so
the
old.
original Army of Two.
Is Duke Nukem Forever on this list? It should be.
No, no,
Okay.
that was just delayed.
That game never went
And
gold.
then
It
they're
was
like,
crappy
okay,
from the
whatever.
start.
We're
Yeah.
not delaying this again. Just put it out, no matter how bad it is. Shit, I forgot the last one. Hold on, I can pull it up real quick. I know.
Yeah, while he's
one-
thinking, it's interesting to think about because typically, a very long time ago, going gold meant that you were in production, you were, all of your discs were being produced, and it was ready for sale essentially. Which obviously the digital age has changed that with patches and things like that, allowing devs to continue working on the game. So it's really more of a symbolic milestone now, but. You really don't hear about this happening, and I'm sure a lot of it's chalked up to the complications due to COVID and quarantine and all that stuff being why they had to push it back. But
it was
man,
actually
I'm ready to play this game.
their reasoning is that they delayed it because they have to make sure it works on every platform that's coming out on.
That's what they say.
I
but
don't buy that.
realistically, yeah.
I did see some kind of conspiracist post that they made a deal with Stadia for it to come out on the same day on Stadia as everyone else, and it's just not working there. But I don't.
Sure.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So who really knows? It might be just like if they're delaying it again, there must have been some pretty bad bugs or something that
Yeah,
you
that's
really
my
would have felt
question.
at launch.
My question is, how fucking buggy is this game right now?
Right?
It's gotta be
Yeah.
so bad.
because the delay to put it to November was for bugs and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to extend it like 3 more weeks, I don't know.
I mean, it is a very ambitious title, and
Big time.
looking at their track record, they really go above and beyond with this stuff. So, I think that we're going to end up with a cool experience regardless. But man, this must have been in a rough spot for them to delay it for that reason, if that is the reason, you know.
Yeah, no, that's all I can think of. I am also kind of glad that it's in December, kind of like spacing out things so I can play more in November. In December, there's not much. I think there's like one other game in December that I can't even think of that I want to play. So it is what it is.
I agree.
Real quick. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, I was going to have a hard time, starting Valhalla and then like a week, 2 weeks later, or, and then having to stop playing that to play Cyberpunk.
I think this really nails down that I will play Valhalla at launch.
Yeah, I agree, because I considered not even buying it until after Cyberpunk.
Same. I was thinking of waiting for a sale. Real quick, that other game that I was thinking about was NBA Elite 11, kind of. It wasn't delayed after going gold. It was just flat out canceled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. God, I totally forgot about that.
Connor, do you have the Cyberpunk collector's edition pre-ordered?
Yes, I do. And I literally, it's honestly a curse. I had to call and update my payment information, and I did that on Saturday, this last Saturday. And I'm like, man, I just got to make sure I get this because, like, they charge a week before it ships and yada, yada, yada. So I called and I was like, cool, we're good. We're going to be in a good spot. And now they went ahead and delayed it. And I'm never going to see this thing, even though I already have the statue for it. I just want my second one, damn it. Yeah, fun fact, I have the collector's edition statue, if you don't know.
Show it off.
Yeah, how do you have it already? I'm confused.
Why didn't you do an unboxing?
I had this thing for a while. Here you go.
Wait, they sent those out already?
So if you are a GameStop store manager, you got one of these free. Which I don't know if you know. I run a GameStop, so
you pre-ordered another one?
Yeah, I want the steelbook case and all the other fun stuff that comes with it. They just sent us the statue, so that's the only piece of it I've got. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
maybe next time you turn around, you should pull up your pants.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, listen, man, I can't do that. This is fucking way too much work. No, you would be surprised what's hiding behind me here. I'm not going to tell you, so don't ask.
Will you tell us after the podcast? Wait, no. What's hiding behind where? Behind you or behind your pants?
No.
Connor's got a tail.
I can neither
moving on.
Nor deny.
Yes, somebody get me out of this mess.
Halo Infinite Head has left the project, guys. This is coming from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg. Turbulence continues on Microsoft Corporation's Halo Infinite video game with the departure of the project's director. Chris Lee, who oversaw production of Halo Infinite at 343 Industries, which is developing the game for Microsoft, is no longer working on it. He confirmed to Bloomberg News on Wednesday. Lee is the second top director on the project to leave in the past 2 years. I have stepped back from Infinite and I am looking at future opportunities, Lee said. I believe in the team and am confident they will deliver a great game, and now is a good time for me to step away. So yeah, this news came out this morning. We're recording this on Wednesday. Lots of people being like, oh, Halo Infinite's gonna be terrible. Oh, this game's such a mess and everything. I think everyone kind of needs to take a chill pill and relax a little bit, because this game is far enough in development now that this will not affect it. This is kind of like the Valhalla director leaving when he got fired. This game is already set and everything. We talked about this when they picked up the old Halo guy to come in. Like, yeah, there's probably going to be some changes he makes to the story and everything, because he's had such a history with Halo, but it's not going to be anything gigantic. Whatever the game is how it's really going to appear. I really think what they're working on here is just the graphics and everything, making it look prettier.
It's important to remember too, like, there's so many people that work on video games now, especially games of this size. Like, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people that are putting work in on this, potentially in the 1,000 range, so one person isn't going to change the entire project, but
even if he's a director.
I do want to know though, like, what just to shoot the shot in the sky. What the fuck is going on with Halo, man? Like, I understand.
I will point out
go for it.
real quick that this was not like Microsoft going out and firing him. This came from the this actually might be kind of older news, where because I've been finding a lot of things that he left after the backlash from the reveal and everything, which me and Connor thought was fine. I'm not sure because I can't find like any like nailed down proof that this is older news, but just coming out now. But it seems to me that he left a bit ago, and now the news is just coming out and he's responding to it. He still works with Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
just no longer a 343.
Yeah, so he could be like just jumping to another studio to help out there,
or another project, or any number of things. Obviously, with them bringing in a bunch of studios from ZeniMax and whatnot, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of shuffling. Moving forward,
even though that deal's not through yet.
Right, still got a little time.
Yeah,
but again, I mean, what's going on with this Halo project? Like, there's been a lot of news like this surrounding it in a way that we haven't seen. Do you guys have any concern for this game?
I mean, I definitely have some concerns. This being like my favorite game franchise out of all of them, like, it's definitely concerning when there's a bunch of shit like this happening all at one time. Because like you didn't hear about stuff like this happening, like a year ago. All you knew is like, oh, they're making Halo. They're still making Halo. And then now, like in the past year, we've had all these people like leaving the project, joining the project. The game getting delayed, like so soon to launch,
with an indefinite date too. I think that's one of the big things to remember.
Well, that's something we're going to see at the fan event,
right? And sure, you can say that it's in response to feedback on the trailer, reveal, whatever it is. But if I'm Microsoft, like this is. I kind of feel like one of the last chances to really, hit a fastball with Halo at this point, before you start doing some drastic stuff with the franchise. And it's unfortunate because I think Halo obviously does have a much longer life ahead of it with a lot of cool stuff that can happen with the property. But this does not inspire me with confidence at all,
Yeah, I think that Ryan McCaffrey, I was watching him tweet stuff about this earlier, this story. And I think he put it pretty great, where if Halo Infinite drops the ball like as badly as Halo 5 did, I could easily see them like scrapping, like doing a complete cleanup of the studio, like from top to bottom, and then just rebooting the whole series.
At what point do you just say fuck it and hand this game over to IDE and just let IDE do fucking IDE things to it? IDE, whatever.
I was in my head. I was like, "What the fuck is he talking? Like, am I the dumb one here? Like, no, I'm not.
No,
I'm not the odd man out.
Chance.
No, I was thinking about that earlier. Like, what would it do with this franchise? And that really got me excited.
Yeah.
Really thinking about how much I want a Doom and Halo crossover now. But I'm not worried about this game yet. Like I've been saying since it got delayed.
My question to you is, what has to happen to this game more than has not already happened to get you worried about it?
They have to show something that I don't like. I mean, that's it. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's close enough to launch. Like I said earlier, I really think the delay was just to focus on the graphic side of things. They're just trying to make it look better, because that was the main complaint from the reveal, was this doesn't look next gen, and the whole the Brute guy looking so bad.
Craig. Yeah. He has a name, John.
Whatever.
Call him, please. Call me by my first name.
What we saw from the gameplay in the reveal looked great to me, and I'm super excited for it still. Halo isn't my favorite franchise, but this game's gonna be fine. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like a game of the year next year or anything, but I think this is gonna be a solid comeback. If it's not, then you wipe shop and just start over, just get in new leadership, whatever you have to do. But until they, if at this Xbox event coming up this next month, if they show something there that I don't like, then I'm gonna be like, oh, hold up, this game looks bad. But right now, I think this is a first quarter 2021 game, and it's going to be a good Halo game.
I really, for me, I totally pick up what you're saying. Like, I get it. I agree. I don't think that, for me, they've showed anything ostensibly bad. And, you know, Halo isn't one of the games I expect to be a marquee, you know, graphical experience. You know, it's not why I'm playing it. I'm playing it for the story and for the universe and whatnot. But my hang up is, I would like to know that Halo is safer than being just another decent video game. You know, like, I don't want somebody to half-ass a Halo game and just give me something.
I don't think they're half-assing it, though. They're adding new things into the gameplay. They're making it more open world. They are changing the formula up of this game.
Sure. That's fair.
That's not half-assing it by any means. Halo just might not be that top dog seller that it was in the 2000s, and maybe we have to accept that. There are better things out there now. Well, not better, bigger things out there now. Your Call of Duties, Cyberpunks, like something like that really generate the hype. Maybe Microsoft needs a new top dog franchise, and maybe that's from the Initiative, maybe that's from something else, maybe it's Hellblade, maybe it's whatever Bethesda does.
It's called Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Lame.
Never heard of it.
But yeah, they've got all that now. Just maybe Halo isn't what it's not at the same spot that it was back in the day. Yeah, a bunch of that is 343's fault and everything, but now you just have to accept that and just make Halo Infinite the best game that it can be.
Make Halo
Last
great
question
again.
On this, and then you can take it and we can switch topics. Just to push into something that we haven't had a chance to talk about. There's been a ton of rumors swirling on, you know, potential Bungie buyout for Microsoft, and obviously they vehemently deny it. I don't think there's anything in talks, but do you think if this Halo doesn't hit, that Microsoft seriously engages that conversation and maybe tries to court Bungie with some kind of partnership where they get to make Halo, but it's still a Microsoft franchise?
No way in the world Bungie would take that deal. The whole reason Bungie left Microsoft is because they wanted to get away from Halo. They're
pretty buddy now, though.
They're buddy now, but that's making a deal for Destiny on Game Pass. That's on a completely different level from, hey, want to come back and work on Halo? I don't think there's any
I'm just really worried
there.
to see what happens if this Halo doesn't hit. You know,
I was gonna say, especially with how big Destiny is, I don't see that getting any smaller. You know what I mean?
And they're already working on another IP.
Right, yeah.
So, like, there's no way in the world I see Bungie coming back to work on it. If anything, it's reworking 343, completely shutting 343 down and maybe giving it to id or someone else at Bethesda. But, like, I just don't see Bungie in this equation at all.
Let's hope Halo Infinite is infinitely better than 5.
I mean, that it already is from what I've seen of it. 5 sucked. Except for the multiplayer. Yeah. Multiplayer was good.
No, multiplayer Campaign 5 sucked. Was great. Campaign sucked. And that's the thing, is they really have to nail the story down in this game.
Yeah.
That's going to be the deciding factor for most people, and I mean, on whether or not this is a good
But, like,
game.
look at that reveal from a story set of things. It's fine. Like, it's not, it doesn't blow you away or anything, but it, like, carries on from Halo Wars 2. Like, okay, your Halo fans are going to be excited about that.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Connor, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, sure. So this one's a bit of a thing. John and I have kind of been looking over this one, and I'm certainly not going to read the whole thing, but the article comes from Game Reactor, and it is an interview that Phil Spencer did. And he talked about some really cool things and shed light on some really cool things that I think is really important to the future of the Xbox, branding, but also just Phil Spencer's commitment to, paving down the path that he's been going down. So in this, he talks about exclusivity, monetization, and game development, and just kind of gets into the nitty gritty and talks about a lot of things. There isn't anything Bethesda related, so don't go into it expecting that because they legally can't talk about that until the deal starts moving through,
year.
And that'll be sometime next year. So don't get your hopes up for that. But it's certainly worth checking out and reading, as I think there's a lot of cool things in here. For instance, one of the things that's asked is, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah,
good job being ready.
It's sorry. No, there's just a lot in this article. It's a ton of stuff. Let me skim through here. John, I know you had a few parts you wanted to pull out and talk about. So while I'm finding what I'm looking for, let's walk through it.
There's a lot to go on here. If you are interested in this, I definitely recommend going to GameReactor.eu and finding the Phil Spencer interview, because there is a lot to go through here. And like he said, he can't talk about Bethesda yet because that deal hasn't officially gone through until early next year. Then we can hear them talk about the exclusives and give confirmation on what they're planning to do going ahead with that. But he did talk about Game Pass as a subscription service, how it's really good and everything. He doesn't see it rising in price in the future because it's fine right now. He talked about how their stance on Nintendo Switch has changed, so going forward you might not see as many Xbox games on the Nintendo Switch unless the developers really want it there, kind of like Ori and Cuphead. In terms of exclusivity, he wants more single-player content. So he's really going to nail down that area of development going forward, he thinks. He wants there to be more games for casual audience as well. He knows that they've got Minecraft, but that's just not enough from Microsoft. They want more to bring more players in. Those are like the real big things here. The first party stuff, just he wants more like broad stuff and everything and more single player, because what they have right now is they have a lot of, I guess, niche titles and everything. You got your Battletoads, which is okay, that's fine and everything, but then you look at games like what was the Ninja Theory game that was such a disappointment, the multiplayer one.
The
Overwatch clone.
Yeah,
Bleeding,
the bad Overwatch.
Bleeding
Edge.
Yeah, you got a game like that, which, it's a mediocre game to begin with and everything, but it already would need a niche crowd to pull them into something like that. So he really wants to expand on just like bringing more people in, games that a lot of people will enjoy.
Yeah, and I think that's really some of the most important takeaways here is that, he really reaffirms their commitment to expanding the Xbox franchise and diversifying their portfolio. And he even hints towards some of the things that they're working on in the future. For instance, this is one of the first times that he's started talking about playing what the initiative is working on out at Santa Monica, and really being excited about the things that they're doing there. Which is awesome. It's been a while since we have really heard too many updates from all the people that they've acquisitioned. So for him to be actively talking about it and getting out there and really again committing to so much I guess wishful thinking of things that he'd like to work towards in the future. He specifically talks about their E-rated portfolio being something he wants to expand. Single player games, so on and so forth. But it really is kind of a love letter to the industry or to the gamer, honestly, which I think is really cool. To have somebody that high up openly talk about things in this manner and be so consumer friendly while doing it. There's only a few names in the industry that pop up. Obviously Reggie Fils-Aimé being one of those. Just having an open connection with fans, and I love every time he does one of these. This is like the third or fourth massive. Obviously, they're getting ready to launch a console, but they're really using Phil Spencer as a figurehead to really discuss the future and what their decision making process is, and it's just a very good thing. One of the things he says in here specifically that I think is a really good line is, I think we can have strong digital platforms where we reach tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of followers, but I also like that physical community. I think it's a healthy thing for our industry, and I like to see us continue to work on how we celebrate gaming together as fans of this art form. And, you know, for me, that really just encompasses the things that he's been working towards and the things that he's been working on, in his love of video games as a format altogether. So, yeah, great interview, great stuff here. Definitely go check it out, read it for yourself. It is a good, like, 20 to 30 paragraphs long. It's a pretty meaty article, but I think it's definitely worth the read.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot in there to go through.
Yep. Let's move on and talk about the Nintendo Direct Mini.
Yes, so this went up this morning. Just their partner showcase. Don't really need to like go into like what like if it was good or not, but there was some cool stuff in here. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity has a demo available now, which leaked on the eShop beforehand. Give that a try. That's definitely something I'm meaning to download today. Bravely Default 2 is delayed until next year. Control Ultimate Edition is getting a cloud version available on the Nintendo Switch today, so you can play it on your Switch, but you will have to be connected to the internet. This is a lot like that Resident Evil 7 thing that we heard about in Japan only a couple years back, but that's now starting to roll out everywhere, so we might be starting to see bigger games coming to the Switch in the future, but like I said, you'll have to be connected to the internet to play them. Hitman 3 will also be coming to Switch, but that will be a cloud version as well. No More Heroes 3 had new footage shown, and No More Heroes 1 and 2 are now available on Switch. I actually missed that one. I've never played those games. That's definitely something I want to give a try, because those games look interesting to me. Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town is coming in 2021. Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is the what used to be called Gods and Monsters, got a new trailer. Part-Time UFO from the developers of the Kirby series is now available on Switch. I missed that. It looks like Kirby as a UFO. That's interesting.
Basically.
Yeah. Tropico 6 has a Switch edition coming in November. Surviving the Aftermath brings a post-apocalyptic future to Switch in spring 2021. Bakugan Champions of Vestroya, that's coming in November, Connor. You ready for that?
Let me go grab my Bakugan collection right now, so I can let it rip.
Wait,
that's Beyblade.
Wait, what? Yeah, I was gonna say that's Beyblade. I was gonna say, what is a Bakugan collection?
You know, Are they
trading cards?
They're like little balls that when you throw them, they turn into monsters. They like pop open.
Oh, you mean
am I wrong on this? No, not really. Like the ball itself is a monster.
And it just unfolds into a monster?
Yeah, it just like unfolds. It's like, you know, if origami were plastic and not cool.
It is a little ball. I can confirm based on watching this trailer that the character... Yo, this literally looks like Pokemon Sword and Shield.
What? Probably because that's the vibe that they're going for. They would like a slice of that pie.
Like literally, like I see a character running through an open world that looks just like that.
Yep.
Game.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
Bakugan.
Yeah, some cool stuff in there. Some stuff like Bakugan that we don't care about.
And Griftlands, Nintendo Switch Edition.
Oh, yeah.
The deck-building roguelike game arrives on Switch in summer 2021. It is worth noting that Nintendo confirmed this is the last Nintendo Direct Mini of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be no more of these. I wonder if we're going to get a Nintendo Direct, then like a proper one at all this year.
I don't even know Nintendo this year.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try and predict.
I think if you asked me that like 6 months to a year ago, I could probably give you some kind of confidence in predicting something, but this Nintendo especially has been so up in the air with everything they've been doing.
I still think that they will release a Metroid Prime trilogy at some point. I don't know if that's anytime soon.
Yeah,
because I've never played those games and I would love to play them.
Same.
I think that's a safe bet. I've got a gripe and we've got time. I've got the clock in front of me. So they recently announced that they are localizing one of the old Fire Emblem games that was never localized for the U.S. And it's got a sweet collector's edition. It's super cool. However, it's also only available to March 31st.
Yeah, March 31st is when the world ends.
No,
apparently
Nintendo is they're just shutting down.
Yeah.
Nintendo has like a Mayan calendar, like the date was wrong, and they like hired a bunch of people and they predicted the right date, and it's March 31st.
That whole thing is so shady. Like
it's dumb.
Absolutely.
I don't know what unless they're coming out with some Game Pass type shit where all these games are going to be in there. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
you know how
like it's not even physical editions, man. Like it's fucking digital shit that could just live and have no issue. Like you don't have to distribute it, you don't have to ship it. Why doesn't Nintendo understand the internet? Why do they not understand how anything internet based works?
For whatever reason, Nintendo has just this whole year decided to go against everything that made the Switch popular. Because before this year, they were great at being out front with the consumer. They had that video saying, hey, this is what's going on with Metroid Prime 4. We have to restart. Sorry, it's going to be delayed a very long time. Everyone came out and they're like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. They saw all that good praise from that, and they nope, we're shutting ourselves off from you. This is just happening. Accept it. This is Nintendo going back to its bad habits. And it already has plenty of bad habits. But,
oh, yes.
I don't understand the thinking here. They had so much going for them until 2020. And, everyone's had a rough 2020. But Nintendo was just continuously just keeps shooting themselves in the foot right now. I don't understand
Who did
their
this?
thinking.
Who shot me?
Right?
Look, another bullet hole.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that come April 1st, Mr. Nintendo is showing up to everybody's house and taking all of their Nintendo exclusive games.
Right.
At the end of 2021, they just do a government mandated Switch buyback program, and you have to sell it back and get rid of your Switch.
Cash for clunkers.
Yeah.
That was a thing in 2006, huh?
Jeez.
Yeah, well, that was a Nintendo Direct Mini.
Figure your shit out, man, please.
Last one of the year. That cloud stuff is interesting to me. I want to watch a video on how that actually works for people. I'm curious.
So, I'm just saying, not that I'm salty or anything, but they can figure out a cloud version of this game, but they can't figure out how to just allow me to upgrade to the next gen version from the version I already own.
No, it's impossible. Remember when they accidentally did that? They can't do it again. It's impossible.
There's no way. It's impossible. Fucking. All right, let's move on. I'm mad.
All right, on to some quick news. Watch Dogs Legion has a Metacritic score, I guess, for the Xbox One version at 77. So it's kind of a average game, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm seeing all. So I can't talk about. I'm not doing the review for Watch Dogs Legions for GamePer. I have seen someone else talk about it, and it wasn't the most glowing review stuff. But there's a lot of reviews going out right now, and so far it just seems meh. It's riding that Watch Dogs line again, where it's just okay, it's
not
Watch
only
Dogs.
that. One of the things that was spoken to was performance issues, legitimate performance issues. So I actually just found an article. I was reading something earlier today, and gosh, I'm gonna have to scour the internet for it real quick. But apparently, here's a fun one. There's an error on a mission called Error 404. Okay,
Nice.
Right, and it only affects the Xbox One X. And when you play this mission, it bricks, overheats your console, and shuts it off.
Awesome.
Wait, every time?
Yes, apparently. Let me see if I can find this real quick. If you
all right, now I know I'm definitely not getting this.
I was gonna say, how many One X's did they test this on? That it's gonna happen every time.
Watch the. Okay, here I've got an article. Ooh, that's a gross website. I don't want that. Let's go with this one. Okay. So I've got one from Games Radar. And it says, Watch Dogs Legion Xbox One bug is causing some consoles to shut down. So I guess it's not all of them. It's some of them. Let me just glance through this. The issue occurs around 6 to 8 hours into the main campaign in a mission that's ironically called 404. During that part of the story, players were reportedly told that their console would shut down as if it would have overheated. The person they had reviewing reported a similar issue and said their machine restarted a few hours later once it had a chance to cool down.
Oh my god!
So
you're telling me Cyberpunk got delayed 21 days, but this fucking game didn't?
They could put this out and it's gonna melt consoles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
God.
That's enough to tell me that I am staying as far away from Watch Dogs Legion as I can for a while.
Yeah, this gets a fat weight stamp from me.
That is insane. All right, let's move on. Microsoft is giving away an Xbox Series X fridge.
Hell yeah!
You heard that.
You don't have to be Snoop Dogg.
And it's a good fridge.
Did you see that?
Awesome.
Did you see the fridge is actually boxed like the retail version of the Series X?
Yes, it's on a pallet and it looks like the
Yeah.
retail packaging. Yeah. No, it's genius. It's so smart, and them leaning into the meme, I'm totally here for. Please give me more of it.
Yeah, I mean they're just gonna lean into the meme even more by giving away an Xbox Series X bazooka next.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Hang on. My question is, when can I get my PlayStation 5 router, please?
Sony's not cool enough. They're not going to do that.
Did you see my tweet the other day about the
fan? They don't like fun.
The fan
oh my
at
god!
My girlfriend's parents' house.
I died laughing.
Dude, I literally walked in the living room and saw that. I was like, oh my god.
Just incredible.
All right, moving on. The PS Plus games for November have been revealed. For the PlayStation 4, you have Shadow of War and Hollow Knight, and then for PS5, you have Bug Snacks, which is going to be available launch day for the PS5.
It's for both.
Yeah, technically, but I'm just saying it's a PS5 game.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Bug Snacks is cool. I'm interested in that, and
it's a game
I definitely play it.
It's a game I definitely wouldn't buy, but I would love to like watch videos on. But now that it's
I might
free,
buy it, but I wouldn't pay a lot of money for it.
Exactly.
They might be doing more of this kind of stuff. They just announced that Destruction All-Stars, which was supposed to be a launch game, got delayed to February, and that's also going to be on PS Plus. So it looks like there's smaller game exclusives they're going to really try and push through PS Plus, which is, I mean, it's worked out great for them in the past with Fall Guys and Rocket League. Why not?
Yeah, I wonder how much of this moves forward to be a competitor for Game Pass, just moving into that space in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, I don't think they can necessarily rival Game Pass, but it's weird to see such new titles join this. So interesting, yeah.
I'm excited to try it out on launch day. Gives me one more thing to play. And then the last piece of quick news: there is some Gears 5 DLC coming. Story DLC.
Kidding.
I missed that.
Gears 5 Story DLC is coming in December.
All right, I gotta finally beat it.
Hold on, let me. It has nothing to do with the main characters. It has to do with the escape characters. If you played the escape,
I don't
mode,
know what that means.
Oh,
that's that one mode. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I'm less excited now.
I forget what the squad's called.
The Hive Busters.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, you can note my excitement here for
and
just how
and
cool
here's
this
the other
is.
thing: you can completely replace Marcus Phoenix from the main story with Dave Bautista.
I saw that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I mean, like,
I'm definitely gonna go back and play again as Bautista.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna play through the whole thing again, but it also there's gonna be new game plus. There's gonna be new skins for multiplayer, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Dave Bautista has been advocating for him to be in the fucking Gears of War movie for years.
They should. I mean, the guy's a fucking tank, man. Like, who else are you gonna get? Okay, The Rock. No, he can't roadie run. He's 7 fucking million feet tall. Okay,
This is a once.
Who can roadie run.
This is a
Dave
once in a
Bautista can
lifetime.
roadie run.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're never gonna find another man better suited for this movie that is actually
He's
willing.
Literally
to do it.
perfect. Legitimately perfect. Okay, find me somebody better. You can.
John Hanson.
Keanu Reeves.
John, give me your give me your audition tape for Marcus Phoenix in the Gears of War movie.
All right. I gotta think of lines.
There's
My
not
tomatoes.
many. You just gotta yell.
Those were Dom's tomatoes. I'm never gonna get any more of these. Those are Dom's. Fuck, man. I don't.
Dom.
Dom. No. Dom.
All right, well that kind of wraps up the show, but we're gonna get into. You guys want to do
Dom's tomatoes.
Yes, let's do 20 questions, please.
All right, let me find the official Wikipedia page for my game.
Ooh, okay.
What is it? Tell us so we can pull it up too.
Yeah. Be sure to put your link in Discord.
Yeah. Just share that so we can make sure we're all doing the same thing here.
Oh, share your screen real quick. I need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we just need to check a few things out, if you could, please.
No. How about that,
John? I'm thinking a number 1 through 10.
Okay.
110.
No.
Oh.
All right. When
All right.
you guys are ready to go, you can start asking questions.
Does this game have Dom's tomatoes in it?
Is that a serious question?
That's a question. Yes, you say. Okay, we got Gears of War 4.
Oh, jeez.
All right, go
okay.
ahead.
All right.
Start.
Is this game post 2000?
No.
Okay.
Is it in the 90s? Released in the
Yes.
90s.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this an exclusive?
I don't know how to answer that.
Is it
Was it an exclusive at
console
launch?
exclusive?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of how I want to answer this.
He went out.
I'm gonna
and
say
searched
no.
out
I'm gonna
the
say
most
no.
Difficult game.
I'm gonna say it's not exclusive.
Okay.
Not exclusive.
Doesn't fill me with confidence.
Yeah. Is this a console exclusive? Like, is this on PC or is it not?
It is. Sure, it's console exclusive.
Have you ever played 20 questions?
Yeah. What? Was it a timed exclusive? Is that what you mean?
No, it's console exclusive. It's not on PC.
Is it multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it a platformer?
No.
Does it have a mascot? Like, is it a mascot game?
Define mascot game.
Like
Crash
Is
or
it
something
Gex?
like that.
like
Gex?
is there a poster boy for it? Like
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
okay.
Did it exist outside of video games prior to it being a video game? So, like, was it a franchise or media before they made a game of it?
No. When you find out what game it is, you're gonna understand why I have so many unknowns about this.
Is it
about
Cool
these
Spot?
questions.
Okay. John, you go for a bit.
Is it still alive today? Like the franchise or whatever?
No. Sorry.
What?
No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's just nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's not around anymore. Only on consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Was this on the N64 PlayStation 1 generation? Sega
No.
CD, maybe. Okay, so it's probably Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
You're halfway through your questions. You're on 11 now.
You're probably outside my wheelhouse then, John. That's going to be mostly you.
So it would be early 90s, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Not a platformer, though. That takes out a lot of stuff. Is it a puzzle game?
Sorry, you guys were talking at the same time. What's the
question? Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Not a puzzle game. Is it a shooter game?
No.
Not shooter. Not puzzle. Not platformer. That's like all the Super Nintendo and Sega were. Is it... I don't want to ask if it's a sports game. Oh, is it a racing game?
No.
Based on something that's not around still.
Were there more games in this franchise other than just the first one, or is it a one-off?
It's a one-off.
Okay.
One-off. So now you're on question 15.
Was this well received?
Let me see if I can find like review scores or something.
So he didn't know offhand, which means if it's
probably middle of the road.
It wasn't huge. So
hold on. No. Based on Google users, yes, it was very well received.
I don't know if I trust them.
I'm trying to find a review for it. It's an old game, so like these aren't, you know what I mean?
And you said this isn't exclusive? Or it was exclusive?
I know I can't even ask this question because I'm gonna say no, it's not exclusive.
Okay, so it was something that was both on Nintendo and Genesis.
So I'm disregarding your question about whether it was received well or not because I can't find anything on it.
Okay.
After 15, you get a hint.
You're still on 15.
It's not a platformer because if it was a platformer, I'd start going for like the Disney games.
Right. We know it was a one-off and it's not really around anymore, so it's got to be something.
The franchise is not around anymore.
But you said it was a one-off, so that wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
What? No, that didn't clear up anything.
I know. I've got more questions than answers.
It's a one-off.
Okay.
In the franchise, so yeah, the franchise is not around anymore.
So it is based on something then.
I guess.
Is this based on a movie or some kind of outside product?
Hogan's Castle.
You see, these questions you're asking are so hard for me to answer for this.
I really feel like you just chose a bad game.
No, it's a good game. I don't know.
Should we narrow down what
I did. Is it based on something outside of video games?
Yeah, sure.
Like a movie? Yes.
Sure.
Just a sure. Is it based on like a product? Like is it a product like
no.
Cool
Cheetah?
Spot?
Okay. So no, it's not Cool Spot.
Okay.
You're on question 16 now.
Where's our hint? Give us our hint.
Let me think of a good one. You want me just to give you like a really big hint?
It's up to you. You're
the one trying to stump us.
All right, it's a sports game.
I was gonna ask if it was a sports game, but
I know, and now you understand why your question's like, does a franchise still exist today? It's like, yeah, sports franchises still exist, but it's not like.
But it's based on something else.
No.
You said it was.
You said, is it based on something? Yeah, it's based on a sport.
Oh my god, Joel.
How am I supposed to answer that?
No. Then it's not based on something.
It's based on a sport, John.
No, when I ask if it's based on something, I'm asking, is it based on Pepsi or a movie or something like that?
It's based on a sport.
A sport. So it's not like Madden or anything like that.
You're on question 16.
Is the sign for it behind you?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that.
That would be funny, though.
For anybody listening to the audio version, Joel has a giant NBA Jam sign right next to his head, which would have been incredibly rude.
A Genesis and Super Nintendo game that was...
It's a one-off, too. So it's just one. It doesn't have a sequel, so that's going to be important.
Just the one. NBA Jam is
So
like all I can think of.
I'll give you another hint right now.
Okay.
So, because this goes into the exclusive thing and how I didn't know how to answer that, I'll tell you what 2 consoles this was on. This was on SNES and Game Boy. So I didn't know if that meant it was a Nintendo exclusive or, you know what I mean? That's a tough one.
Okay. I wasn't thinking of handheld.
Yeah. So those are the 2 consoles it's on.
All right. So on a sports game on Super Nintendo and Game Boy.
I'm taking a question away for that hint. Because that was a really good hint.
That's fine.
So you're on question 18 now.
Man, I didn't play any sports game on my Game Boy back in the day. That was only Pokemon for me.
Yeah, I'm certainly not your sports connoisseur.
I will say that I didn't even know this was on Game Boy until I looked it up. So,
okay.
I'm sure the SNES version was far more
just
popular.
trying to think of sports games on Super Nintendo. All I can think of are like the EA Sports games, but those all had sequels. And then NBA Jam, which we already know it's not, because that was like that was the biggest and most important one.
And technically NBA Jam had sequels, right?
Yeah.
There's one that came out in like 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you would count that or not. Because that's kind of like a reboot. What are we on? 19?
18.
18.
Sports game. Was this...
Before you ask anything, I think we need to narrow down. We know it's a sports game. We know it's on SNES. Thinking about the sports games that were out back then, there were some baseball games. It might be best to try and narrow down by sport if you're confident with any sports picks.
That's what I was about to do.
In which case, your choices are essentially basketball, baseball, or wrestling.
I don't think Joel would play a wrestling game back then, would he?
Hockey.
Is wrestling considered a sport? Since it's all fake? Like a WWE game?
I'd say that wrestling is a sport, yes.
Like you would consider a WWE game a sports game?
At the risk of pissing off very avid wrestling fans, I'm not going to answer that question. So...
Is Joel in the WWE, Connor? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a negative.
I don't think there were many WWE.
I mean, he strikes me as a baseball guy, so baseball or boxing.
Is this a baseball game?
Yes.
It is a baseball game.
All right.
Question 19.
There was a
one-off baseball game. That's definitely has more. I played tons of Ken Griffey games.
Right.
So it's not Ken Griffey. Slugfest wasn't until GameCube, which would have been an amazing pick. Was Backyard Sports around then?
No, I think.
That series went on. Duh.
Yeah.
This is a one-off. A one-off sports game. A one-off baseball game. There's the Cal Ripken games, but I think those have
You're
multiple.
the baseball guy, so
Yeah, I'm trying to think through it.
I mean, if anybody's gonna get this, it's not me.
Keep in mind, this whole thing might be thrown in the garbage at the very end.
Oh? What do you mean by that?
No, that's not a hint at all. I'm just saying, once I reveal this game, there's going to be a lot of debate between all of us.
So we're going to be
what
mad.
You're telling us is your answers
we're going to
are
be
fucking
mad,
bullshit.
you're saying, huh?
God damn it.
Okay, so I feel like Joel has really set us up to fail here.
Probably.
It's definitely like one of the Ken Griffey games, and the reason he said it's not around anymore is because they didn't serialize them. There's a Tecmo game, Tecmo baseball game on SNES, isn't there?
I know Tecmo football.
I'm pretty sure
But
there's
there
a Tecmo
probably is
baseball.
Is this a Tecmo game?
So, well, hang on before we ask anything. Keep in mind that it was also on Game Boy, so it's got to be something that wasn't. I feel like that narrows down the field quite a bit.
Oh wait, I also feel like Tecmo was on Genesis as well.
I don't know the answer to that. That's all you.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Is this a Tecmo game?
No.
Okay, so now we got to guess.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr.'s baseball.
No. All right.
Okay.
So here's the thing. It is a Ken Griffey Jr. game.
Jesus Christ.
It is Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
That is not a one-off, Joel. That is not a one-off.
It is.
There are so many Ken Griffey Jr. games.
But none of them are named presents Major League Baseball. Every one of them has a different name. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning
Who
run.
made that game? I want you to tell me who developed that game.
Okay. Software Creations developed this game.
Okay.
The other two games, one is developed by Rare, and two are developed by Angel Studios. And then there's Major League Baseball featuring Ken Griffey Jr., and there's Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest.
I feel like that was a bad choice, Joel, and I'm mad.
I told you guys you weren't going to be happy. But anyway, I used to play the fuck out of this game when I was a kid.
I played Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest on N64.
I definitely rented that at one point.
Which was a very good baseball game.
Yeah. Well, now that you guys are all mad, I think it's time to end the show. This has been episode 118 of the Pixel Street Podcast. Calm down, John. Eat your pizza.
No, it's all gone.
As always, you can catch our show on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out our YouTube channel by searching for Pixel Street Videos, and our Facebook by searching for Pixel Street Podcast there. As always, I've been Joel Campos, and you can follow me on Twitter at Campos63. And that's it. We're going to end the show. I'm not going to give anybody else a chance to...
I demand a recount? This is a horse shit?
Yo, it's a shady...
Okay.
I told you guys, it's a shady, weird thing.
Listen, all right. Whose turn is it next?
Nobody's
for
turn.
20.
This was actually the last one we're ever doing.
No,
think it's Connor's
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No,
We might have to put in some new rules here or something.
I'm going hard next time.
I mean, like, I realized, like, halfway through of you guys asking questions, I was like, this was not a good game to pick because it's, like, such a gray area for some of them. Like when you asked if it was exclusive, like, yeah, it's only on Nintendo platforms, but it's not exclusive to a single console. You know what I mean? It's a weird area.
So this has been episode 118 of Pixel Street Podcast, where we decide that Joel Campos is never allowed to play 20 questions ever again.
Yeah.
So ignoring everything he said, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at The Real Birch. Birch like the tree without the I, so BRCH. Come hang out, join us on our socials, join us on our Discord, our YouTube. We'd love to have you. We've got a lot of content planned and coming up. Hopefully not including Joel or any of his shenanigans. Yeah, that's John. Where can the people find you if they want to see good content?
Yeah, for all the good content, you can look up at Revex Shadows on Twitter. You can check out a new feature I wrote up talking about how EA is letting down the Nintendo crowd and how they've been doing that since Wii, a lot like how Joel is letting us down all the time.
All right. We will see you right here next week for episode 119. And it's worth noting, next week will be the last show before Next Gen.
Hey, this might be the last show ever.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, tune in next week to episode 1 of Pixel Street Podcast 2 by John and Connor. We'll be right back here next week.
Bye.
See you later.